In this episode, we'll be talking about PHP Sessions. And using a session, it allows us to essentially save a piece of data across multiple pages. So let's go ahead and just jump into it, and I will show you how PHP Sessions work. So here inside of our index.php, I'm just going to give this an h1 and say that this is the home page. And then to store a PHP session, what we can use is what's called a super global. And you've seen that we had the $_post variables available and the $_get. Well, this is a new one, which is $_session. And this will allow us to set a session variable. So we can say maybe we want to store the person's name. So maybe inside of the session name, we want to store the value of Tony. So what we should be able to do down here is we can echo out this session. So I can say that I want to echo out the current name, and let's go ahead and just run the application. So we can see that we have our h1 home, and then sure enough we have Tony because we just set that session variable and then we echoed it out. So over here on the welcome.php, I'm just going to copy this content and change the h1 to welcome page. So what we should be able to do is we should actually be able to just echo out the session here because we have set it here on our home page, and then we should be able to echo out what's inside of $_session. But sure enough, if we were to go there, you're going to see that we get an undefined variable session. And that's because every time we want to use sessions in our PHP application, we need to run a function called session start. So at the beginning of our PHP file, we can run a function called session start. And this essentially lets the PHP application know that we want to start sessions, we want to be able to store sessions, and then we also want to be able to keep them for the next request. So these sessions are actually stored on the server side, and then it leverages cookies so that way it can maintain the session ID between the client and the server. So let's go ahead and add this session start there, and then we'll add it to the welcome.php. So let's go to our home page, and then we set the session name of Tony, and now if we go to our welcome.php, you'll see that we still have the variable right there. So now anywhere in our application, we can then echo out session name Tony. So we can even say if this session is set, then we know that they visited the home page. And typically what sessions might be used for is if somebody logs in with their email and password, then across the application, we need to store the session and we need to know if that user is logged in. So when you log in to Facebook or Instagram or any other application, it essentially stores a session and then you can navigate to other parts of the application and it knows that you're logged in. So that was just a very rough overview of using PHP sessions. They're pretty simple to use. And you can see here that you can store session variables and then use them across multiple pages in your web application. Hey, thanks for checking out this PHP Basics video series. I hope you follow me on Twitter @TNYLEA. And if you're interested in moving on to the next video, go ahead and click right up here. And if you want to check out my latest course called SaaS Adventure, be sure to click right there and it will teach you how to create your own profitable software as a service. But that's it for now. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video.